Welcome, and thank you for joining me today as we take a quick walk through our on-demand pulsing system. Before we begin, I wanted to give you a little background on Kantar TNS. Kantar TNS is one of the world's largest research agencies in the world, present in over 90 countries, and we've been pushing the boundaries of employee and market research for over 70 years. You can see some of our solutions here on the left-hand side, but really we are on a mission to help our clients reach higher levels of employee engagement, brand growth, and business performance. With technology improvements happening every day, the demand for real-time feedback has grown considerably in the last couple years. The ability to launch quick, targeted surveys is a common desire in many organizations, so we have developed a tool to help fit their needs. Unlike other free-form survey tools, our on-demand pulsing tool allows HR to maintain control while empowering your leaders to receive that real-time data they are desperate for. Our tool was built with those front-end leaders in mind, simplifying the survey creation process yet still providing robust reporting capabilities so you can roll up the data and monitor it in a real-time dashboard. So let's just jump into the online system and take a walk through. The first site here, it says welcome to our engagement survey center, and you'll see lots of different tools available for you. We have a set up my survey tool, a participation tool to monitor that real-time participation, or if you're looking for more survey metrics, you can view that data in a survey dashboard. There's also the ability to process pre-generated results, whether that's in PowerPoint, PDF, or Excel, or do some other analytical tools like creating your own custom ad hoc reports or mining through some comments. And we'll take a breeze through some of those in a little bit. But really we wanted to start up at this Set Up My Survey tool. When you click on that, you'll see all of your surveys that you have created in the past. For this example, we have a couple created around a sample survey or maybe around action planning. I'm just going to go ahead and create a new survey and walk you through the couple steps that it takes to create that. On the next page here, we get to name the survey. So maybe I'm conducting a survey that's around action planning. Maybe I'm doing a follow-up to my census survey that ran a couple months ago, and I'd like to see my progress that I've made. I'm going to serve it to my personal group of about 25 people. And then I'm going to go ahead and skip the next template section and move on to the item selection. Here's where I can select the different item sets. So we have some clients who are dictating this by different indices or different categories of the survey, or you have the ability to write your own questions. I'm going to go ahead and stick with our standard kind of engagement questions. There's about 6 of them, so it should be a nice, short, quick survey. I'm going to go ahead and select all of those and proceed on. We also allow for demographics, so in your online survey you can ask for different demographics, whether it's around tenure or gender. I'm going to go ahead and ask tenure. The next page here also talks about comment sets, so we do have the ability to ask open-ended comment questions throughout the survey, and you can capture those and view those in a word cloud or dig into the verbatim comments. I'm going to go ahead and just select some of our standard ones that are in here, maybe what you value most about working for this organization. And with those couple steps, I have created a survey summary here of what I've selected, and then I'm going to go ahead and submit that last survey, and it is now created. So back on my main page here of my surveys, you'll see I have that new survey created down below. And let's scroll down and look at some of those options. So I have the ability to go back and I can rename the survey. Maybe I made a mistake, or I wanted to edit the number of participants that are taking the survey. Maybe I've onboarded 5 new people and I'd like to change that to 30. I could also set the survey to open and close on a specific time or day, as well as preview the survey. So let's go ahead and click on that. Just take a look at the survey we just created. Here's an introduction inviting the employee to take the survey, as well as the 6 items in that engagement index that I selected. On the next page you'll see kind of that tenure question, moving right along to that open-ended question, and then the thank you page at the end. So very easy, very simple. We also have the ability to customize all of that text in there, whether it's the email that's going out from the system or the introduction email. Maybe you'd like to include a letter from your CEO asking or inviting people to take the survey. Below here we also have the ability to share and delete the survey, or send out any invitations. So once it's time for administration, we have a couple different ways to administer the survey out. We can send out the invite to all the list of 25. I could drop all 25 emails right in here. There is no limit. Or I could send that to myself and send out that link, whether it's on an intranet and I want to post it, or if I have a weekly newsletter for my work group, I can post that link right in there. We also have some other admin tools that are available throughout administration of the survey. You can monitor kind of that real-time participation or look at a real-time dashboard. So while the survey is coming in, you can see those high-level metrics. We just created this survey, so there's no active data yet. So let's go back up to one of my prior surveys to take a look at the dashboard. So in this example, I have about 186 participants. I think about 150 people took the survey. So let's go down and click on that survey dashboard. And when I do that, the application will load up here. And again, this is real time. So as the surveys are coming in and you're halfway through your survey, you could check this dashboard to make sure that you're receiving the right responses, make any adjustments as needed, to make sure that you are closing and capturing all the feedback that is required. So on this dashboard, you see we have some filtering capabilities up at the top, but let's skip that for now and just look at the metrics in their entirety. We do have participation data, overall favorability data. The system is also corresponding with our action planning system and looking if we have any current action plans ongoing, as well as some comments. I could also drill down into any of these areas. So if it's a certain category that I'd like to drill down into, and maybe it's in my top category, I can open that category up and really see those item levels, even drill down further and look at the different response options for that item. So these are for the quantitative items in this survey. If I want to look at more of those open-ended responses, I would scroll down here and we have a nice little word cloud showing me the common tags of the different words that are appearing. If I wanted to, I could click on any of these, maybe opportunity. You'll see that it pulls up below anything that has opportunistic, opportunities, down below in the associated comments. And I could read those verbatim. We skipped over the filtering at the beginning, so I'm going to scroll up back to the top and take a quick look at that. This has the ability to not only aggregate all of your surveys together, but it also has the ability to filter down into the different demographics of the survey. So first let's talk about the tree selections. Right now I'm at my sample survey group. If at any time I'd like to grab in any of the other groups, it will create an aggregate of that data. So you watch that data change. And at any time I also could filter that demographic. Maybe I'd like to look at tenure across my new hires. So now I would like to drill into my new hires, for example. Once this data adjusts, I'll be able to specifically see some of the top items that this group is performing, or bottom items. You could also add in other demographics or add in any normative information that's in the database. But really this is a useful tool to help kind of monitor your progress throughout administration. Once you are done with administration and you're ready to process your results, you would come down here and process your results. You'll notice that I'm actually grayed out for this example because I do not have the appropriate number of responses to process those results. So right now we have it set at 5, although that is very customizable. We'll take a little look at some of the other systems like exit and onboarding. Those are actually set down to 1, so you could get individual responses for exit and onboarding reports. But again, I'm just going to go ahead and scroll up to that sample survey and take a look at some of those other features in the reporting area. So we have the ability to process reports. So as soon as I have enough reports to process and I'd like to see those results, I can go ahead and do that on my own. I'd have access to kind of those pre-generated PowerPoint, PDF, and Excel reports. Also, some of the other tools would become available as well. Let's go ahead and just take a look at those reports. So when I click on that reports button, you'll see again this is just for the sample survey, and I have PDF reports, Excel, PowerPoint, some specific demographic reports. Let's actually drill down into one of those, maybe a 10-year PDF manager report. So in this report, it's again specific for that sample survey I conducted. It looks like there were about 150 total responses. What's nice about these demographic reports is it really helps break out the data by those different demographic segments. So I'm able to see kind of my participation for each of the different segments as well as all the other metrics. So we run an algorithm to produce these strengths and opportunities for each group. So my less than 1 year opportunities and strengths, as well as my 1 to 5 years, and we'll kind of skip through this, 6 to 10. It's running the same algorithm but producing different strengths and opportunities based on the data of that particular group. And then at the end here, I should have an overall. So this is my sample survey total group's strength and opportunities. Moving on down, we also have a detailed item results that's pre-generated. So this is just walking through the full survey. In this example, I think we have about a 25 item survey, really looking at the demographic breakouts for that particular question. Being able to see other comparisons such as your total group as well as any benchmark data that could be loaded into the tool as well. So quick look at the PDF reports. Some of the other reports work the same. We also can customize these as needed. So we have a very strong IT team here that will help kind of process those requests. But I do want to go back to some of the other tools and just show you how they would work. Let's take a quick look at the Manager Ad Hoc tool. So this tool would be used to dig into further data sets or demographics, but it's also used to run comparisons. So if you would like to compare how your surveys are going on a month-to-month basis, maybe you're conducting them on an ongoing monthly basis, and now it's come July and you'd like to run up a report of over the past 6 months. This is the tool that you'd be able to not only create kind of custom reports, but then go ahead and save them or export them into PDF, Excel, or PowerPoint to use offline. So in this example, I've pulled in kind of 4 items into this report around immediate supervisor, and you'll see the subgroups that I've selected are my sample survey total, my less than 1 year, and my 1 to 5 years. I've also pulled in a different survey, my action planning follow-up. So this is kind of where I was saying that you could do those side-by-side comparisons across your different surveys. We also have a more advanced tool which will actually allow you to combine and aggregate those different surveys. So at the end of the year, maybe you've been running surveys every quarter and you'd like to combine all of those different surveys. So we have another ad hoc tool called the Advanced Ad Hoc tool that's located underneath the Manager Ad Hoc tool. And that really will allow you to combine the different steps there. But I would encourage you to set up another demonstration for that tool or read some of the online guides, as it can be pretty advanced. There are some other tools available, such as an action planning component, which allows for some key resources and suggestions to load in. You'd also have access to a Manage Users tool. This allows you to designate different users within the system. So if you have a manager that you'd like to give access to, but maybe you only want them to have access to reports, this is the way that you can go into the system without contacting Kantar TNS, and you'd have access to add in those users. We also do have those online guides that I just mentioned on the different tools. So all of this has been an overview of kind of the OnDemand Engagement Survey Center. I wanted to point out before we conclude right now that there are many other libraries loaded into this standard system. So up at the top right next to the logout screen, you'll see the word engagement. If you were to click on that, you'd have the ability to switch to 4 other different types of libraries. You could go over to a customer, or maybe you're running some exit surveys or some feedback surveys or even some onboarding surveys. Once you click on that, You'll see that the color scheme changes and some of the text changes, but really everything else stays the same. So you're working in the same types of tools, running the same types of surveys. However, the library will change. So if I flip forward here to just show you the library of items that will be in there, you'll see that we have onboarding items now loaded in instead of our engagement items. So a lot more targeted library set that you can choose from. We have the ability to customize this and build out custom libraries for you. So if you're looking to run ongoing IT satisfaction surveys or ongoing culture surveys, or maybe there's some other specific initiative that you'd like to survey on, we would work with you to set up this library, and then you could come in here and select whichever items and launch that survey out as needed. Well, that was a quick overview of the on-demand pulsing tool. I hope it was beneficial to you. If you do have any questions, please give us a call. Again, my name is Stanford Smith with Kantar TNS. Thank you and have a great day.